Right. Hopefully I'm back. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Anybody, somebody, please. Hello. Anybody, somebody out there. I think I see that people are watching, but I don't see anybody in the chat. I wish I could tell you what the problem was or what I fixed. Honestly, the more I tried fixing, the more went wrong. So go figure on that one. Am I live? I don't know. I don't see anybody in the chat, but I'm going to assume that I'm live. Says that a couple people are watching at least. Well, I'll just kind of assume that you wonderful people are loyal enough and fantastic enough to follow me through all that bullshit. So I'll continue with the show. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something going on the StreamYard. Maybe it's something going on with YouTube. I don't know. It kept disconnecting me in my camera and my microphone from the server, it said, which I restarted, but that didn't work. Then I restarted the computer. And then when the computer restarted, I had no internet whatsoever. So things only got progressively worse on that end. So I then shut down the computer and did that about 2 or 3 more times. So here I am. I wish I could express the level of frustration I have right now. Anyways, I can't see you. Hopefully you can see me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Sorry about that nonsense. Now I gotta see if I can pull back up the stories that I was talking about. Oh, what a disaster. It's a disaster. It really is. It's just like every time we get on these fucking things, it's like things get worse instead of better. All right, let me see if I can. I don't even remember at this point, which is always good. I know I was bashing on Lisa Mikowski. No, I don't need that. I know this is one of the articles we were looking at. Let's see. Oh, you know what we should do? That's what I was going to do. That's what I was going to do as well. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? My apologies. I'm just trying to get my bearings back as I get back online here. I didn't mean for that dropout. I do apologize. But again, it's hard to do a live stream without a microphone and a camera. But yeah, let me see if I can go back to history. I just wanted to see if we could check in on a little bit of this. I know we talked about the bill passing the Senate, Lisa Murkowski's role in that, and how J.D. Vance affected the tie-breaking vote with the 51st vote as vice president for Trump's moldy, shitty, stupid bill. I know he had some comments before he left to go to Alligator Alcatraz, which we'll get into now. But I just wanted to say, I just wanted to show a little bit of that. I think it was a couple. ABC News plays his clips here. Let's see here. Trump leaves for Florida, I guess, maybe. Type that in, see if that works. No, I don't want 4 years ago. Right here, Trump departs White House. Oh, here we go. All right, so I just want to take a look, a little bit of this clip, and then there's a press conference that Trump, Ron DeSantis, and Kristi Noem did that I want to see if we can dive into and tear apart as well. There's also some footage from their tour inside of this horrendous Inhumane Alligator Alcatraz, as it's called, down in Florida. So let's see if we can at least get into that. Let's pray to the internet gods, the camera gods, the microphone gods, that we get through this. I don't know. I can't say sorry enough, and I can't apologize enough about the interruptions. But let's see if we can get back at it like a crack addict. Here we go. And it helped also, Brian, if I put that on the screen and share it to you guys, it'd be great. It's also something that probably needs to be done in terms of a live stream. That would be fantastic. All right, let me see if I can put this on the board. Put it on the board! All right, now we're just getting crazy. All right, here we go. This is Trump before departing for Alligator Alcatraz in his meeting with Ron DeSantis and Kristi Noem. Again, Alligator Alcatraz we'll get into shortly after these clips and explain a little bit about what that is for those of you who have not heard about it or seen anything about it or are not very familiar with the situation. So let's get into just a little bit of this. I apologize for the vagina on his neck. Unfortunately, Hal Sparks, our good friend Hal Sparks, has copyrighted the Great Nut Warning, which is fantastic for, especially a family-friendly show, as it were. But yeah, so my apologies for the the neck labia that Donald Trump is showing in this clip. But see if you can get past that, and we'll try to pick apart the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. So let's get into it.
The final version. I don't want to go too crazy with cuts. I don't like cuts. There are certain things that have been cut, which is good. I think we're doing well. We're going to have to see. It's very complicated stuff. Great enthusiasm, as you know. And I think in the end, we're going to have it. What do you think, Caroline? Yeah, I think
what do you think about Zoran Mamdani having such a hard time condemning the phrase globalized?
You know what I love, guys? I love when they stand. What do you think? They're maybe 5-10 feet away from helicopters, jet engines. Like, do you think they could stand a little bit closer to those jet engines so that, like, literally all we hear is the fucking engines themselves? You know what I mean? Like, can we get maybe a little further away so that it's not as, like, overbearing to the ears? I mean, as the press corps, wouldn't you want, like, good audio? Isn't there a different spot we could pick? I don't know. I know that's an aside on this. And I know all presidents seem to do this ridiculousness, but it's not a good look. It's impossible to concentrate on what he's saying when all you can hear is in the background.
I think he's terrible. He's a communist. The last thing we need is a communist. I said there will never be.
There will never be. Did you catch that little fucking slurred moment? There we go. They always said there will never be. But that wasn't slowed down, ladies and gentlemen. That was just Donald Trump slowing down cognitively in front of your eyes.
The last thing we need is a communist. I said there will never be socialism
there will never be socialism in this country as I see it. The communists will never take power as long as Donald Trump's in office, and I swear. Like, what is this guy on at this moment? And can this guy get a new head for his microphone? What's going on there?
In the United States, now we have a communist. So I think it's bad news. And I think
of course, in case you don't know, Trump's talking about Zoran Mamdani in New York. And of course, the buzzwords are the first thing that these people can think of. And the only thing that these people can think of, apart from his skin color or his religion, or his ethnicity. Beyond that, all they can do is throw out the buzzwords: the Marxist, communist, socialist. The typical shit that you hear from these mindless freaks on the right.
A lot of fun with him, watching him, because he has to come right to this building to get his money. And don't worry, he's not going to run away with anything. I think he's frankly, I've heard he's a total nut job. I think the people of New York are crazy. If they go this route, I think they're crazy. We will have a communist for the first time, really, a pure, true communist. He wants to operate the group.
Again, tell me you have no idea the definition of communism without telling me you don't have any idea what the definition of communism is, right? I mean, it's just, ridiculous on so many different levels that these reporters and journalists actually listen to this statement, listen to this rhetoric as far as communism, socialism, Marxism, and they just accept that and they print it and they use it as headlines without ever being like, okay, in what way do you compare Zoran Mandani to a communist? Right? What communist policies is he trying to enact? Right? Like, do you understand what communism is on the whole, or do you just not agree with his policies and this buzzword that you've come up with, along with Marxism and socialism, that really scares conservatives for some reason, is just something that you continue to throw out there to do just that, just to scare conservatives, scare Republicans, do your best to intimidate and scare independents into believing that some form of Stalinism, some sort of Maoism is now coming to New York City, when nothing could be further from the truth, right? I mean, the fact that it's been so normalized that they can get away with calling people communists and socialists and Marxists without ever being questioned and fucking pushed back on these ridiculous statements, and actually being able to equate communism and what they're considering their definition of those words to be to actual policies that they're trying to put in place, and how that relates to the definition of communism and socialism. Because I think you'd really have them on their back foot if the journalists or so-called reporters were to ever push back upon that specific aspect of their rhetoric.
Grocery stores, the department stores. What about the people that are there? I think it's crazy.
What happened to Elon Musk?
Who?
What happened to Elon Musk?
Hold on 1 second. Somebody said, oh, thank you so much. Somebody said, no, sorry, this is ridiculous. Anything to avoid discussing the big deal. Right, Mama, they're right. I mean, he started off by talking about how it's going to be passed. The comment I'm looking for is Evie's on. Doesn't Mamdani identify as a social democrat? A social democrat, something like Bernie Sanders identifies as well, is a lot different than being a socialist, a pure and outright socialist, right? Being a social democrat, I believe, and I'm not going to speak for the two, just believes that you want to provide for and believe and build upon social programs and social policies that benefit the working class, that benefit the American people, right? So that's not saying that they want to impart socialism on the entirety of the country as far as the definition of socialism is written, right? Or as we would think historically, what we've seen in socialistic societies, what they've implemented, that does not relate one-to-one to what a social democrat believes and wants to enact as far as policies, right? So there's two distinct differences, and Bernie does a good job in a few instances and a few interviews of describing the exact difference between. And again, I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but if there's any discrepancy, if there's any questions on maybe the differences between that and between the two, you could definitely go back and look at some of Bernie's interviews. You could probably type in exactly what you want to hear into Google, and it'll probably pull up the exact interview where he explains the difference between somebody that wants to enact socialism as far as a countrywide nationwide mandate, than a social democrat who believes in socialized policies as far as everybody putting in, and then the people that need it the most getting to draw from that pool. There's a lot of examples of social policies that are in place now in which the Republicans are trying to do away with or make as hard to get as possible for American people, American citizens, with job requirements, making people jump through extra loopholes now. Again, we talked about on the show the example of a mom that takes care of maybe one or two handicapped children, right? Fully handicapped. It's a full-time gig for the mom, just getting them up, getting them to school or getting them to wherever they need to do their appointments. This is a full-time job for the mom. Maybe it be a single mom. And she needs that federal assistance to get the wheelchairs, to build the ramps at the house, to maybe buy the vehicle that can, hold and be equipped with a ramp and to be able to, again, hold wheelchairs, right? I mean, that's the federal assistance. Now they're trying to make it so that mom has to go out and get 2 or 3 jobs in order to get the sufficient hours enough to report into the federal government. But right off the bat, that's impossible because her full-time job is taking care. I think I can see Twitch, not YouTube chat at the moment. I can see the YouTube chat did come back for me. So I apologize. It might be a glitch on YouTube side if you can't see the YouTube chat. Yeah, let me see. Can you see this on the, does this show up on the screen? Let me see if I can show the comments on the screen. Can you see that? Oh, you were saying I couldn't see it. Yeah, no, my apologies. I should have let you guys know that. Yes, the chat was back for me. I'm apologize. My apologies. My apologies. I didn't mean to keep you in suspense there. No, you guys, it did pop up. It just took a little bit. But yeah, let's get back into Grandpa's ramblings, and then I want to check into the Alligator Alcatraz aspect of this whole discussion. But yes, not to be lost. And again, whoever brought that up in the chat was right. They're going to probably do everything they possibly can to deflect and distract from what's in this bill, what's going to be passed. Again, but we say that, but then they're doing this in broad daylight, right? They're doing this in broad daylight with, power in the Senate, power in the House. They have the executive branch. So they really don't have any reason to obfuscate. They really don't have any reason to try to distract from this. They will try to shield themselves from the worst parts of this bill, which again are what we're talking about. Again, the ones that are going to affect and hurt the poorest Americans in this country, while trying to take that and use that as a way to help and benefit financially the richest people in this country. What's up, Mark? Appreciate you being here, buddy. Thank you, guys. Hey, Robin. Thank you guys so much for sticking through the issues. How did Putin get 50,000 new troops? Did Trump funnel money through Iran? They have plenty to pick from, Robin. They have plenty to pick from. Believe me. As many as they have lost, and it is an exorbitant amount. It is an amount that people in the United States absolutely could not fathom losing. But believe me, there's no shortage of bodies to pick from if they really, 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 really get down and dirty and need it as far as Russia is concerned. And I just saw an article that Kim Jong-un recognized the deaths of the North Korean soldiers for the first time in Russia. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull that up just real quick. Just as an aside here. Let's see. Bum. Yeah, here you go. Kim Jong-un shown with coffins of his soldiers killed in Russia. So this is in the year since North Korea's Kim Jong-un and Russia's Vladimir Putin signed a landmark defense pact. Their relationship has become demonstrably stronger, not at least through Kim's decision to dispatch at least 12,000 troops to fight in Putin's war against Ukraine. On Monday, North Korean state media's broadcast footage of the leader leaning over the coffins of soldiers who died in that fight, marking the first time Kim had openly displayed his regime's role in aiding Russia's war. Kim's public tribute highlights how much North Korea has given and maybe a recognition of how much the country has received in return, including potentially cash, oil, and technology for his weapons programs. So just in case Donald Trump and anybody in the GOP on the Republican side or anybody against supporting the people in the military of Ukraine doesn't believe or didn't believe that North Korean soldiers were being used by Russia inside of Ukraine as cannon fodder, as just meat for the war grinder. You know what I mean? then here's your proof there. I don't think Kim Jong-un would be mourning over the deaths of soldiers lost in the Russian fight against Ukraine if it weren't true, right? I don't think he has any reason to come out and fake this. So, but yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that. Let's see if we can find. Yeah, let's see if I can open a new tab. I want to see if I can open find. Let's see if I can find some of the footage from Trump's. Well, maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll get into Alligator Alcatraz, right? And we'll get a rundown of that. And then let's see here. I should have already clicked on it. Here you go. So this is what I was going to show you earlier before the internet decided to not let me do a stream. So this is Alligator Alcatraz. What to know about Florida's new controversial migrant detention facility. I'm sure you've heard on social media in passing. If not, you're probably very familiar with the term Alligator Alcatraz. So let's just get into a little bit of what you need to know about this detention facility, and then we'll get into a little bit of footage of Donald Trump's visit there and press conference, I believe, afterwards with disgusting DeSantis and kooky Kristi Noem. All right, let's see. Should we play? I'll see if I can play this video and see what this gets into. If not, we'll just get into the article just a little bit. All right. Play any day. Any day would be great. Today, possible.
You promised you'd get fit and healthy. Now let Body help you get amazing results.
Commercials. There's always a commercial to be had. But yes, this is going to hopefully give us a little insight on the inhumane nature of this facility.
People get out. There's not much waiting for them other than alligators and pythons.
Florida has started construction on a migrant detention facility in the Everglades that Florida Attorney General James Othmeyer is calling Alligator Alcatraz.
Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
The site spans about 39 square miles and is a temporary repurposing of a landing and training airport facility between Miami and Naples. The construction started weeks after President Trump ordered federal agencies to reopen the original Alcatraz prison, which is known for being virtually inescapable. Operating the detention facility would cost the state approximately $450 million a year, according to a senior Department of Homeland Security official. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava has expressed reservations about the facility.
It is an area that we have invested as a nation billions of dollars for protecting our natural environment, our water supply. It's an area that is under federal oversight, part of our restoration plans for the Everglades.
Othmeyer said the federal government approved Florida's broader plan to have 5,000 detention center beds in place by early July across multiple facilities. The Everglades site will use light infrastructure like heavy-duty tents and trailers, and Othmeyer said it could be ready by the first week of July. The Florida Immigrant Coalition, a grassroots movement group, said this timeline is unrealistic.
So let's just break that down just a little bit. So not only is it on what I believe the woman said was federally protected land, right? But that's just an aside, right? That's just something aside from the inhumane nature of keeping people in tents in the Florida heat, where there's bugs, alligators, who you name it, lizards, snakes, anything you could possibly name that you probably wouldn't want around you while you're living day to day or sleeping, per se, is probably in that area. I mean, you could just imagine being in what looked like a bunch of trailers. Let me see if I can go back to that. Looked like a bunch of trailers. Where am I going? Let's see. Pull it up here. Yeah, it looked like a bunch of trailers to me. I mean, if they're going to just be housing people, and I don't know if those are. Sorry, it's going to obviously go into a new friggin' commercial. My apologies. I'll take that away while that plays. I just want to see if I can get to the clip of what it's actually going to be like. But But I mean, again, I talked about it on with Matt on the Letter Hack. If anybody caught that last night, go and check that out. I was on with Matt, the Letter Hack, last night, and we talked about how Donald Trump idolizes and the GOP loves the Arizona sheriff Joe Arpaio, who was known for his inhumane treatment of prisoners, right? His keeping them outside in the tented area in the Arizona heat. I believe he made them wear pink. Just his brutality towards them. I believe he was arrested for on his own accord for some criminal acts as well, if I'm not mistaken. But this is just along those lines, right? Just be as inhumane as possible. Keep them in the worst places you could possibly think of. Fuck the federally protected land. Who cares what destruction that'll cause? If you house thousands of prisoners there, what's going to happen to the waste? What's going to happen with the trash? What's going to happen to that protected land as far as housing thousands and thousands of humans there on a daily basis for an extended period of time? Not to mention, again, the inhumane treatment of the prisoners themselves, as far as, again, being out in the Florida heat with the bugs, with the alligators, with the lizards, with the fucking mosquitoes. And let's just take a look at let's take a look at a little bit of Trump's visit here. I think it was on RSBN, if I'm not mistaken. Or hold on. Sorry, I'm forced to pull this all up again. I had this all pulled up for you guys, but because I had to do a little restartage, I was forced to pull it up again. Let's see if I can find some of the footage here. All right, here's a little bit of that. This is from ABC News. Let's see if I can show this to you guys. Share this tab instead. Bring this to you guys live right here. How you guys doing? Appreciate you joining. Make sure you hit the like button. Unfortunately, we did have to start a new stream because of some internet connectivity problems. So it'd be wonderful if you could hop out and hit the like on this stream as well. Share this out so people know that we are back up and running, at least for the time being. But yeah, let's see if we can get into a little bit of this video as well. This is Trump touring that same detention center that we were just speaking about. And of course, he's got to be surrounded by cosplay champion KKK Kristi Noem and donkey face Ron DeSantis. So let's see what these assholes have to say in this clip.
How was it? Right? It really is pretty amazing. Did they take the vote yet? How's the vote going? We would normally be home waiting for the vote.
Yes, we would.
Or in Congress.
Oh yeah, and there is a moment in one of these press conferences, I believe they're sat down during it, where they find out that the Senate had passed the vote on Trump's moldy, shitty, decrepit, degrading, disgusting bill. So we'll see if we can catch that moment where the elation flows through these psychopaths as they eliminate rights and aid from, again, the poorest American citizens with a smile on their face and while praising Jesus Christ. See if we get back into this.
I hear the vote's going to be good.
Just think of these fucking suck bags, too. Just think of the things that these two were saying against each other, Ron DeSantis and Trump. Like, is politics just all theater and bullshit? Does anybody mean anything that you say? Like, does it actually have, like, meaning when you say things? Or is it just everything is bullshit? Doesn't matter what I said 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago. I'll stand right by your side and laugh and joke like we're buddies. It's just fucking, it's sickening to me that it happens on fucking both sides of the aisle. Obviously more so on the right and more in your face and more blatantly on the right. But it's just crazy to me that people can just on one hand be like, oh, this guy's fucking the worst thing ever for our country. If this guy gets in office, it will be detrimental. People will die. People will suffer. And then, a couple months later, a year later, be, oh, hey, how you doing? Nice. Thank God. Hey, glad to see you won that election. It's like, what are we talking about here? You fucking, what are you all actors?
Let me know.
I will let you know,
Have they
Mr.
taken-
President. What's that? I don't think they've killed people yet. Not concluded, but they are.
Boy, wouldn't that be an upset, huh?
Are you confident that this can get through the House? And is there any wiggle room on your block?
It's the greatest tax cut in the history of our country. And if it doesn't pass, it's the biggest tax increase in the history of our country. That alone, 68% increase.
Look at his fucking hat, will you please? Are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? And did you guys, I know you guys have probably seen this, right? I know you guys have probably seen this. Mel was dying when the White House put out the Trump video with the Usher song "Daddy's Home." But yeah, it's gotten even worse because they're now selling their own daddy merch. Trump daddy shirt with his mugshot is for sale. Latest riff on NATO leaders' comments. Trump president supporters can now purchase a shirt labeled Trump as daddy following a comment from a NATO leader. Of course, talking about the ridiculous comments of Secretary General Mark Rutte. But I mean, the fact that they've clung on to this, and you can now get what is here, your own daddy merch, right? To a crowd that's supposed to be strong and manly and independent, and we don't do this gay stuff, and you don't idolize men, right? Or like, oh yes, I want my, please, can I please have my daddy shirt? Yes, can I have it in red? Is there one in blue? Do you have that with a little bit of a different picture on it? I'd really like a different picture on my daddy picture. Go Trump! Yay! Suddenly they've turned into everything they despise, supposedly, on the other side. This is just sycophancy at a level never seen in politics before, I believe. Right? Just the fact that you would degrade yourself enough to put on a t-shirt that says daddy with a criminal's mugshot on it. The same guy in the Epstein files, the same guy that was known to be Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, the same guy that said he wants to have sex with his own daughter, the same guy that talks and comments about his daughter's breasts, the same guy that cheated on his wife and had sex with a porn star 5 months after his wife gave birth to his son, the same guy that used to mark and make sure that African Americans couldn't stay in his hotels, and if they were, that they were marked with a certain little note on there so everybody knew that they were African American. That guy, the same guy that said that the Central Park Boys should be killed, I believe, that guy, they're going to put that guy on a t-shirt. The same guy that tried to overthrow the United States government. The same guy that was too much of a pussy to admit he lost an election. That guy, the guy that said he could grab women by the crotch anytime he wants. That's the guy that they're idolizing, so that then they want a daddy t-shirt. They want him to be daddy. Little do they know what the lyrics of Usher's song actually mean. But I don't think they. Please play that official post. It kills me every time. Let me see if I can find it. Oh boy. Oh, I can't play it though, Mel. I can't play it. I'll get a copyright strike because of the song. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say. But yeah, you can check it out on the. You can check it out on, I'm sure, social media anywhere. If you type in White House, Trump, Daddy's Home. I advise you not to. But if you're looking for something to laugh at because you know what the Usher lyrics are saying and what they mean, as and then they decided to play that for Donald Trump, then you can go take a look at that. But yeah, I'm not. That's bullshit. It's in the official White House. I understand, but I can't play the song. I can't play that clip. I'm not going to get a copyright strike for the fucking White House playing Usher for Daddy's Home, watching Donald Trump come off a fucking helicopter. It is hilarious, and I would play it, but I'm not going to get a copyright strike by it. Let's see here. Yeah, throw it in that. Yeah, what you could do, if you want to throw the link in the chat to people that can laugh at it, they can do that. But let's get back to what is so far a useless press conference. You can't even hear the reporters' questions, and so far nothing's being said. I kind of wanted to see them touring the actual facility. Do they show them? All right, here, let's see if they actually show them walking through the facility. So again, what do we see? Chain link fence, barbed wire. They look to be inside of a tent, not an actual building with a foundation that may be equipped with an air conditioner system to keep the people cool in the Florida heat. Don't see much else in there in this, but maybe they'll continue their tour. Let's see what happens.
1 in 32 versus 1 in 20,000.
So he's here in Alligator Alcatraz talking about autism. So his numbers that he's trying to give is it's down to 1 in 32 from 1 in, what do you say, something 23,000 or something ridiculous? 1 in 16. He said he heard 1 in 16 in California. So 1 in every 16 people in California, according to Donald Trump, have autism. I have to say, in my short time living in California so far, I have not seen anything to suggest that those numbers are accurate by any stretch of the imagination. Again, something that is just only said to people as fact by an absolute fucking lunatic, by somebody with just mush for brains that thinks he can say and do anything he wants, and people will take that as fact. Like, this camera's around, and he's trying to now am I like wrong to think that that's a crazy fucking number, or am I like, oh, okay, righty. I hate that I have to do this every time. So, all right. So maybe I'm the asshole. So it says in 2025, the autism rate in California for 8-year-old children is 1 in 19. Holy shit. The guys, so he's talking about literally for one age range. Well, let me see if I can share this tab instead. I'll share it to you so you can see it. Here. So this is what I'm assuming this is what he's referencing. In 2025, the autism rate in California for 8-year-old children is 1 in 19, according to 2025 CDC reports. So he's trying to take the studies for 8-year-old children in California and turn that into the entirety of the state of California has a rate of 1 in 16 as far as autism is concerned. So you can see how the discrepancy, you can see how he doesn't understand the numbers that he's probably been told. Like, he was probably told in passing by somebody that fact, like that statistic by the CDC stating that 1 in 19 8-year-olds in California have autism. And then somehow when he tries to pull that back up, when that computes in Donald Trump's brain or lack thereof, it comes out as the entire state of California has a rate of 1 in 16. Not 8-year-olds have a rate of 1 in 19. So again, just a little insight into how numbers and statistics and actual facts have zero meaning, even if you do tell the guy, because he will not be able to then pull that back up in passing conversation or in an interview and recite that as he was told. It will just be a jumbled mess of numbers and facts that he is going to try to push off and play as if he's known and studied this for years, when in reality he's not only getting the numbers and the facts wrong, but he was told that by somebody fucking 25 minutes ago or an hour ago or a day ago, and he had no idea anything before that moment. And for fuck's sakes, is the helicopter inside the tent? Is there a jet engine running in, like, trying to keep this place warm in July in Florida? Like, what is with the fucking audio? What is running in the background? Good God, is that the world's, like, is that a jet-powered generator they got going to keep the lights on? For Christ's sakes.
They actually did all the work. Thank you guys for doing that.
You got how many days to do it?
All right, yeah, boring. Show me the tour. Where do you go? Show me the facility. How is this a tour? Right now, this is just a bunch of nonsense. I see more Secret fucking Service than I do politicians there.
Here's what we do all day long. I've been working with
And what the fuck are those things? What are these things? Cubicles? What are these little pod things, you think? Oh, am I not showing anything? What happened? Oh, for crying out loud. My apologies. What are these, like, what are these little pod things they got going on here? I see an eye chart here. Is this where they're going to do, like, the medical examinations for the prisoners? One could only assume, because I'm sure they're not apt to give them privacy anywhere else. I'm sure their medical examinations are pretty much the extent of privacy that they get in this facility. But let's just continue on and see what they see. Sorry about that. I didn't know that dropped out. My apologies. But before we go on, make sure that you are liking the stream. Thank you so much to the people that donated on the last stream. I apologize. I'm not going to be able to go back and see the gifts on that one to be able to thank you on this stream. But I will maybe share a post or put a comment on there thanking you guys that did share and give and hit your milestones for the first stream that we tried. But thank you to everybody that shared this and liked it and subscribed to the channel. We're on our way to 15,000 subscribers. Really trying to get to that milestone soon. That would be unbelievable if we could do that. I believe the road is only up if we could get to that point. I know it's a struggle. And I know it's tough to stay involved in the news like this. But I just every day I am amazed and appreciative of the fight that you guys show and the passion that you guys show as far as, watching this content and keeping informed, aspects and opinions on what's going on in our country. So I really do appreciate it. And there is a button just underneath me. You can become a channel member. Become one of the Lobsters, one of the Bryantologists for $2.99 a month. Best $2.99 you'll spend. I don't know what you could go out there now and buy for $2.99. Not much. I know it's cheaper than a gallon of gas in California, right? So for cheaper than a gallon of gas in California, you could be a channel member. You could help this channel grow. You could help produce and get us better equipment and maybe better internet connection. That would go a long way. I know there are some options, but they're expensive options. So I can only do that with the assistance and approval and help of you guys. So thank you again to the mods for hopping over and sticking with me. And thank you to you guys, the fantastic fans and Bryantologists and Lobsters out there for sticking with me during these hiccups that we have with the old internets. And if you're just watching, sorry to stop again, but if you're just watching, just joining us, we're tuning into the coverage of Trump's tour of Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, which I'm sure on social media you may have heard either in a passing post or again, you may be even more informed on the situation, but we're just trying to get a better view, a better aspect of what this place looks like, and obviously hear any of the disgusting, degrading comments from either Kristi Noem, Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump. We're also going to check out maybe a little bit of their post-press conference. Hopefully that maybe is a little bit more entertaining. But again, this is more to see. I just want to see the facility than this is about following Trump here. So thank you for joining me. Hit the like button. I'm Boston Brian. This is Blunt Politics. If you're just joining us for the first time, and I really appreciate you for doing so. Thank you.
Okay. Watch your step, please. Okay, let's try to be. Right back to the designated area.
What is happening here? Yeah. And talking about, you're telling me the Florida sun's not a problem? Yeah, tell that to this camera. Let's see here. Do they pick this back up? Let's see. They might pick it back up here. All right, so a bunch of cosplaying, posturing. Here he thanks what looks to be a few service members, emergency volunteers. But let's see if we can get into. Let's see. I'll go back to this one. Let's see if I can go back to here. Boom, boom. Thank you guys. I appreciate you very much. Take this out of live screen, and let's see if we can get into a little bit of the press conference afterwards. I know there was a press conference. Let's see here. Don't be slow now. Don't be doing that now. And then we can also continue the coverage on the bill. You know what I mean? It's still in the back of my mind. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around Lisa Murkowski's mindset and how the small concessions that seemingly look to be handouts as far as in Alaska were enough to sway her to cast a deciding vote on what is some of the most harmful policies, some of the most harmful legislation ever to go into policy, ever to go into effect in the United States of America, as far as stripping millions of people, making it more difficult for millions of people to access health care that they desperately need, to access the federal assistance to put food on their plate, to keep a wheelchair under their ass, to make sure the oxygen in their fucking tank is full so they can breathe. And we have Lisa Murkowski out there slipping and swapping and slipping sides so that, so because Alaska got a few concessions and she may benefit from that somehow in her state. I think that's fucking disgusting. I think that's the opposite of what a politician should do. Should she have Alaskans in mind when she's coming up with this, when she's voting on legislation? Absolutely. But her constituents have a lot more riding on this, have a lot more invested in what's going on than it comes to wind and tax breaks, as far as solar and wind, right? I don't see that the detrimental side of this bill and how many Alaskans it's going to harm is anyway overshadowed by this solar and wind concessions on tax breaks on wind and solar, right? So when the poorest people that probably couldn't afford this solar bullshit in the first fucking place are dying because they can't afford the oxygen in their tank, are dying because they don't have a wheelchair functioning to get to the hospital, to get to the emergency room, or they don't have a vehicle that can accommodate their wheelchair, or they're dying because they don't have enough food in the fridge or enough food in their system to sustain them. And they can't then get some federal assistance because they don't meet the correct work requirements. So they don't meet the requirements set in place now by the Republicans to make sure that only the most what do you say? I don't even know what you say. Only the most advantaged of the lower class. I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's what they're trying to do. Only the people that have family and friends around that can take care of their kids for several hours during the day while they go out and get a part-time job to meet the work requirements. Like, that's not everybody. That is people that are in privileged places, right? You are privileged if you have that ability. You are privileged if you can make those decisions. Not everybody is privileged, and a lot of people aren't fucking privileged. What's up, Maddie? What's up, buddy? Thank you, Tiff. Let me see. I know I saw a ladder hack in there somewhere. Wind and solar are one of the few industries to benefit from Trump's tariffs, apparently, which may explain it. Right, which is ironic, right, Matt, considering how much we've seen Donald Trump come out and rant and rave against fucking wind and solar energy, right? We've seen him come out and rant and rave against the windmills and how they're killing, they're killing whales and they're killing birds. It's the most expensive energy. No, it's just seemingly ironic that wind and solar are one of the few industries to benefit from Trump's tariffs. Not only that, but very good, a very good thing to point out as far as these carve-outs are concerned when it comes to Lisa Murkowski and how she changed her vote all of a sudden overnight because of these carve-outs. But again, I mean, where is the balance? Where is the scale of justice? I mean, where can you put on one side carve-outs and benefits for wind and solar tax cuts, and then on the other side say, yes, you know what? That actually outweighs the detrimental side that is going to be the millions of Americans that are now going to struggle to live their everyday life because of some disability or because of some circumstance in their life that has put them in that situation. How can you then go, you know what, it doesn't matter. I think I'll vote for that anyway because I think the wind and solar fucking tax cuts outweigh the bad side of the rest of this bill. It's unbelievable. It is fucking unbelievable. And the fact that she has the gall to come out afterwards and call it such a tormenting vote, it really, really got to her, and that she really hopes the House now doesn't pass it and hopes they say, oh, yep, you know what? It looks like this isn't ready. And then all of a sudden the House is going to come to their senses and say, look, this is a detrimental bill that is going to harm millions of Americans and only benefits the richest in this country. That's what, I mean, the gall that she has to come out and actually say that it is even a possibility that that fucking happens because of her yes vote. Like, because she voted yes on it, the House is going to be like, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe we should take a fucking second look at this. If Lisa Murkowski's voting yes on this, maybe we should take a fucking second look at this and not pass this because it will harm so many Americans. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, I'd like to know who her like political advisors are and who's telling her what to do and what what side she should come out on in these votes. But they should all be fucking fired, if you ask me, because to throw so many people under the bus solely because you got some concessions and some carve-outs in your that benefit your state, solely your state and your citizens, not anybody else in the country, but you're willing to put the rest of the country under the policy that you voted yes on. I mean, it's just the opposite again of what you put politicians in power for, in order to enact the will of the people, in order to ensure that your rights are being upheld, to make sure that you have and are afforded every comfort and social program that can benefit your life, that all the social programs are funded to the best of our ability, to make sure that the fire departments and to make sure that the ambulances are fucking we put politicians in place to make sure that our lives get better, not that rights and fucking aid and federal assistance get sucked and torn from our grasps, right? That is not why we put them in there. Only to hear that they may benefit themselves from these policies, whether it be in the stock market, whether it be with the companies they own, right? So don't fucking come out here and you're telling me you're doing it for the best of the Alaskan people. You're doing it for, the best of the Alaskan citizenry, right? You're not going to fucking piss down my throat and tell me it's raining. I can tell you that much. All right, let's see if we can get into, all right, here's a little bit of that press conference that I was talking about. Let's just see if we can get into a little bit of this. See what he said. I think there is, again, like I said, a moment in this where it is announced, or they find out that moldy, stanky, fucking decrepit bill was passed in the Senate. So let's see what they have to say about that.
People that are not exactly luxury. He's made a fortune. I want to thank Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer. Where is James? Where is he? You do a very good job. I hear good things. I hear good things about you from Ron too. No, you really do. He's even a good-looking guy. That guy's got a future, huh?
There you go. Some more homoeroticism from Donald Trump there. I wish I had that song from Hal. But again, it was ironic that we talked about on the same time, basically on the one day after each other, about the the homoeroticism of Donald Trump. I think Hal was talking about when he took his visit to the Middle East. And I was just talking about in general, all the comments that he's made over his time in the spotlight publicly. It's just, it never ceases to amaze me, and nobody ever calls it out on his side, but yet they would be the first people to hop on anybody on the other side that in any way didn't sound manly or didn't sound like they have a fucking jacked up diesel truck on fucking 77-inch wheels or whatever the fuck, right?
Good job, James. I hear you're really, really fantastic. Worked hard. You're like in the construction business for a few days, right? Congratulations for all the hard work and to make this facility possible. It's amazing. Thanks as well to Florida Agricultural Commissioner Wilton Simpson. Where is Wilton? Where are you? Hi, Wilton. Been a long time.
Well, is that Walton? Walton or Wilton? Is that going to be a Wilton or Walton, sir? Oh, look at Stephen Miller's creepy ass. Look at him just lurking in the background. Tell me that isn't just, what do they call it? The banality of evil? Right here, just fucking lurking in the background, looking at probably brown and black people in the audience. Like, how can I get rid of him? What can I do to make sure that these people don't get back into any more press conferences? Like, we just want this place white. We want this a pure white place. Even though our good friend Tucker Carlson said this.
White people are a mortal danger to you and your loved ones.
And he wasn't done. He also said
Is there anything worse than white people?
I don't know. In some moments, I'm not sure there is. But all right, let's see what else happened here.
Thank you. Congressman Byron Donalds. Where's Byron? Hi, Byron. How are you? Good. Florida Speaker of the House, Daniel Perez. Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Why, you didn't want to say Kevin Hector of, thank you. Have the lowest level of daily border crossings ever recorded. As you know, last month, the month of
I sped it up a little bit just so we can get through as much as possible with this decrepit fool because he speaks so goddamn slowly now. Let's see if we can go. We'll go 1.2.
May just got released 2 days ago. The number of illegal aliens into the United States was zero. Even I find.
Do we? I mean, does anybody believe that? Honestly, come on, guys. Zero people across the entire border of the United States, both north and south. Not one single person managed to get across the border. Are we truly gonna take that as fact? I believe Donald Trump is already on the way to saying that even he doesn't believe that bullshit, right?
Illegal aliens into the United States was zero. Even I find that hard to believe that. Somebody must have gotten in, I think. I don't know, but they say zero. And the people that count them are radical left Democrats. So when a radical left Democrat tells me it's zero, I believe him.
So which radical left Democrat came out and said zero people have crossed the border, both north and south, since whatever time frame you're giving here? Can you give us an exact name on that Democrat, please? I'd be happy to look that up.
But there's still much work to do. In the 4 years before I took office, Joe Biden allowed 21 million people. That's a minimum. I think it was much higher than that. Illegal aliens to invade our country.
Right. Again, that's that number that fluctuates depending on who you talk to. excuse me, in the conservatives movement, right? So it's either Donald Trump's 25, which used to be, I think, 27, sometimes as high as 30 million plus, or if you talk to anybody else, it's probably around 7 or 8. They'll probably try to sneak in a 15 million, maybe even a 20 million. Donald Trump saying here 21 million. The number really doesn't fucking matter at this point because they're all made up. But yeah, I mean, it's just funny how the number fluctuates depending on who you're talking to in the GOP. Because none of them will ever go as far. They will cite Donald Trump's words, but they don't go as far as Donald Trump. They all seem to be a lot lower in their estimates, a lot lower in their statements, because they actually probably know the actual numbers and what they're closer to. But Donald Trump has no problem, no problem going out there and just like fucking 10 timesing the number. To make it sound as evil, to make it sound as scary as possible.
He invaded our country just like a military would invade.
So where are these military roundups then? If fucking Tom Homan is out there doing such a fantastic job with ICE, if fucking Kirsty Noem is out there doing such a fantastic job with Border Patrol, where are these enormous roundups of all these fucking predatory migrants that came in specifically as an invasion force against the United States? Have we managed to round any of those up? Because I've seen a lot of Home Depot parking lots. I've seen a lot of fucking crop fields out in California where people are getting chased. A lot of Home Depot parking lots where people are getting rounded up looking for a day job. A lot of fucking Marines that have their fathers beaten and punched in the streets. A lot of pregnant U.S. citizens that have been arrested and detained. A lot of U.S. citizens and asylum seekers that are doing it the legal way have been sent to El Salvadorian prisons to rot in a fucking prison camp. I've seen a lot of that. I have yet to see the huge roundup of this immigrant invasion force that is supposedly been thrust upon us by the Biden administration. Where the fuck is this roundup? When is this big roundup coming? If they're here, where the fuck are they, Don? Why isn't Tom Homan getting these people out of the country? Where are they hiding? If there's so many of them, if there's 20-something million of them, we should be fucking tripping on them, right? They shouldn't be that hard to fucking see, especially if they're trying to invade the country with some fucking militant, violent force. This is a load of bullshit, a crock of horse shit. The ICE is going into the viper's pit and the lion's den and the fucking wolf's pack. Like, get the fuck out of here. They're beating on old people. They're arresting pregnant ladies. They're going to the easiest fucking spots that they can think of that would take them the least amount of fucking force and effort. Not force, excuse me. The least amount of effort in order for them to enact their force upon people that have Spanish-sounding last names, brown skin, look like an immigrant, dress like an immigrant, sound like an immigrant. I mean, I've yet to see. Let's see here. There was a fucking thing I was going to play last show where they gave a statistic, at least in California. Let's see. I think it was something like 185,000, if I can remember. ICE detained criminal record. And a fucking really low percentage of them had even a criminal record. Let's see if I can find this here. Yeah, let's see. This is just I could show this just as an example, right? So check out this. So of the 185,000 immigrants detained by Immigration and Custom Enforcement since October, a significant portion, potentially a majority, have either no criminal record or only minor offenses, despite the agency's focus on removing individuals with criminal convictions. This data obtained from the internal ICE records and reports by news organizations challenges the narrative that ICE is primarily focused on detaining violent criminals. So what did we hear when this whole CCOT prison came into the news focus? What did we hear with the amount of people that were sent, with the people that were sent to what the fuck is it called? The prison camp that the United States had to open overseas. Why again? Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay. When that all started coming into the news focus, what was the number that we heard by 60 Minutes? There was something like 93%. Let's see here, just so I can get this factual. Just want to make sure I get this right. 93%. percent no. This should bring it up. No record. Sorry, I'm terrible here. Was it something like that? Or this says, okay, 75%, excuse me, 75% of the people sent to El Salvadorian prison camp have no criminal record. Let me see here. This looks to be an Instagram. See if I can pull this up. Share this instead, maybe like this. Pull this up. So I guess we'll just play this. See what it's.
Were these pictures of
How can I play it over? Can I play it over?
his tattoos, crowns, which immigration authorities say can be a symbol of Tren de Aragua.
These are tattoos that not only have a plausible explanation because he is someone who worked in the beauty pageant industry,
Hey, you can see it
but
right here.
also the crowns themselves were on top of the names of his parents. The most plausible explanation for that are that his mom and dad are his king and queen.
Could it be
Right? So, as you see here in the corner, guys, what's the fact that I was trying to get to here? I'll make it even bigger so you guys can see it here. Up in the corner here, it says, per 60 Minutes, 75% of the men sent to the El Salvador mega prison had no, which means zero, nada, zilch, fucking squat, no criminal record. The only evidence Trump's government presented against a gay makeup artist were his picture of his mom and dad's tattoos, which we just saw, which they falsely tried to interpret as gang symbols when they could have 1,000 different meanings other than that, right? So I just wanted to bring that up. So this was the other one, right? 185,000. A significant number, if not a majority, have either no criminal record or only minor offenses. Okay? Where the fuck am I? Come back. Come back the way you want to. There I am. So again, when we talk about what ICE is doing and going into the Viper's den and the hornet's nest and the dog's ass or whatever the fuck you want to talk about, this is what actually is happening. Hi, Vicky. No, not a late start. I know I'm going a little late, but that's only because we had some technical difficulties. Had to start a second stream. I do apologize, but I didn't want to jip you guys of your, of the show. I got the okay from Mel to stretch it a little bit. So we'll probably go for another 10 or so minutes, and I'll let you guys get on with your day. I know you have other shows to watch, appointments to catch, things to do. So I will not keep you too long. I appreciate you sticking with me this long. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so now. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. Takes 2 seconds. It's one button. Hit the bell, the notification bell. Let you know when I go live because I have added several days of live streaming. We're on Sundays, we're on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So if you guys have a need or an itch to get some, political news, some information, maybe a few laughs, whether you're laughing at me or with me, feel free to tune in, and I would appreciate it if you did so. Thank you, guys. Let's see if we get into just a few more minutes of this, and then, like I said, I'll let you guys get out of here. I do appreciate it. Again, let's get into, just a little bit more of this.
They don't wear uniforms. You don't know who they are. More than the populations of New York.
Sorry, was he talking about ICE not wearing uniforms? Let me catch that again.
Illegal aliens to invade our country. He invaded our country just like a military would invade. It's tougher because they don't wear uniforms. You don't know who they are.
Oh, so he's talking about this invasion force that somehow Tom Holman and his ICE officers, ICE agents, can't seem to fucking find, can't seem to round up. But they're doing a hell of a job of rounding up people with no criminal records, doing a hell of a job of rounding up pregnant women that are U.S. citizens, hell of a job of rounding up gay makeup artists and people trying to seek asylum the legal way. They're doing a hell of a job of that, of beating up the father of 3 Marines, and so on, the story goes. But they are doing a hell of a job of that. But again, when you talk about people not wearing uniforms, I think we should again bring up the discussion of ICE wearing masks, ICE wearing plain clothes. Now we have tons of stories out there of people impersonating ICE agents in order to gain access to homes, because all you gotta do is go down to the local fucking military store, buy a vest, throw on an ICE patch, and you're ready to go, because that's basically what these other ICE agents are wearing. But don't forget the mask over your face so that it conceals your identity, so nobody actually knows if you're truly an ICE officer. Just get yourself a fake badge, apparently, and you'll be all set, because that's what a lot of people seem to be doing, taking advantage of the fact that ICE is too cowardly to show their face, knowing that what they're doing is in support of a fascist movement, knowing what they're doing is being used as pawns in a fascist movement to round up their own citizens, their own kind, their own people. That's what they're doing. So just wanted to throw that little caveat in there.
More than the populations of New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Phoenix, and Philadelphia combined. That's what came into our country from prisons, from mental institutions.
And we can't find them. That should be his next fucking sentence. That should be the next sentence, or the next question that reporters ask him. The next question that a journalist, a so-called journalist, would ask. Okay, so then where are these 21 million? Because of the number that you've either deported or rounded up so far, a fucking majority of them, probably a vast majority of them, have either zero criminal record or minor offenses. Because we're not seeing these militant thugs that you say arrived by the millions into our country under Biden's leadership. We're not seeing the groups of fucking militarized individuals ready to have war out with the United States. I have not seen such things, nor am I seeing ICE with roundups of these gangs, of these people. So what the fuck is it, Don? You can't tell me that 21 million militarized immigrants came into this country as an invasion force to attack the United States of America, and then go on to say that we've rounded up this many people, and a majority of them have no criminal record whatsoever. That doesn't fucking equate. That doesn't make any sense. And it would be fucking, prudent of the press to bring this up. It would be prudent of political commentators to continue to press the point that they tell us that 21 million militarized immigrants came in to have war out with America. Yet of the 185,000 people that ICE has detained, and I'm not sure if that number, last I heard, was in California. I could be mistaken, but regardless, the same thing is being repeated all over the country. The people that are being rounded up are not militarized thugs ready to have war out with the United States that somehow brought over tanks and guns and fucking warships and planes and drones and shit, apparently. That's not what we're finding. What we're finding is fathers of Marines. What we're finding is pregnant women. What we're finding is gay makeup artists. What we're finding is fucking legal citizens and people trying to seek asylum the legal way being rounded up, deported, and sent to fucking prison camps and concentration camps around the world, apparently. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set up Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, in the fucking Florida heat, in bug-infested, alligator-infested, protected federal land, apparently, so that we can house more people in inhumane conditions, a la the Joe Arpaio, sheriff of Arizona there. So let me get into thanking everybody. There's a short list today. A short list of people to thank. I'm sure there were some people on the previous stream that I am failing to thank, so I appreciate you guys. I'll make sure to in some way make sure you get recognized. Maybe on tomorrow night's stream, I'll have to again go over. Maybe before I start, I'll go over the people that chipped in today with a super chat, a super thanks, a super sticker, whatever the hell it is. Became a channel member just underneath me, or donated to the Venmo, which is up in the corner. You can take a picture of. $1 or $2 goes a long way. Just think if everybody in the chat threw out $1, right, then we could continuously make this a better program. And like I said, I feel like I have 99% of the correct equipment to make this work. I am just missing that one thing, which is very stable and good internet connection. But we'll get that worked out. That is something that will only come with time and the help and the assistance from you guys, because obviously stuff like that is not cheap, as you know, and they're making it more expensive by the day. So we're doing the best that we can here at Blunt Politics. I hope you guys enjoy the new setup, the new view. I hope you guys enjoy, the backlighting and the work that it took to kind of set this up so it looks respectable. I think Mel did, again, a fantastic job. I really appreciate her help and her taking the time to work on this show and this channel to build it into something successful. So thank you, Mel. Thank you to the mods. I really appreciate you guys. Mark, Tiff, where are you, Tiff? There you are, Tiff. I know Rox is always in here somewhere. Tanya, I really do appreciate you guys. I know, what's his name? Adam, sorry, couldn't, for some reason, I was trying to think of OG Adam. I appreciate you, my man. I don't know if you're in here today, but all the mods that take the time out, Jen, I really do appreciate you guys. Just saying, let's go. Let's friggin' go. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. So good. So good. And I appreciated everybody on the Zoom the other night. I really had a good time chatting with you guys. It was really fun. Do we have the July ones out? I'm talking to myself now, but let me see if I can scroll up and see if we got the July Zooms. We do. Yeah, we do. We do. Let me throw those up there. So July 15th and July 29th will be the Zooms. The July 15th will be the monthly Zoom, and the 29th will be for anybody signed up at the VIP level. It's for as little as $5. You could sign up and help on the Patreon. Again, I am not shy about letting you know that I do not hide anything behind a paywall. I do not take any ad revenue from businesses or corporations asking me to sell stuff. I am 100% independent media, owned and operated, owned by myself, operated by myself and Mel, and funded directly through the great people of the audience. And I really, again, cannot express my full appreciation for you guys showing your support for this channel and the content that we create here. So I appreciate it. Where's Bruins, Brian? Is he in here? Thank you, buddy. Did I out you yet as being my dad? Does everybody in the chat know that this is my dad? I think it's time that you've been outed, Big Bry. If I didn't already. I think I may have already. But, Dad, I love you. I appreciate you joining me. Appreciate you tuning in. If Kel's watching, Tim's watching. Mom, love you guys. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into the people that that chipped in on this stream. And first one up is El Stinko Farce. Audio and video is good. If you even see this. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. I do my best to fight through them. Thank you, JD, as always. I appreciate you. Thank you, Robin, for becoming a new member. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate you being here and even going the extra step to help the channel out financially by becoming a member. It's very much appreciated. Thank you, Sally, being here for 14 months. Let's go. Boston Brian, Community of Truth. I appreciate you. Thank you. I know it's got to be frustrating dealing with all the tech bugs, but those of you that stuck around, you are the G's. You guys are the backbone. So just saying, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, and thank you so much again for your your further support and your viewership. Thank you, Treva, for the $4 super sticker. You're fantastic. I appreciate you so much. And then Libby G Morgan, let's go, $10 super sticker. I appreciate that. Let's go, Libby. Appreciate seeing you in here. Thank you for joining us here at Blunt Politics. Let's see here. What's that say? Mistress Oasis Girl. Thank you. 1 month. Let's go. No, you rock. You rock. Anybody that signed up, anybody that likes the stream, anybody that subscribed to the channel, if you share this out, if you in any way help or contribute to making this channel grow, you guys are the ones that rock. I am just sitting here behind a camera giving my political opinions and views on things. You guys actually make this tick. So thank you so much. And to round it out, Carl, let's go, Carl. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you and the 5 gifted. Please make sure anybody who got a gifted membership from Carl or Just Saying or anybody else that was so kind enough to donate some memberships, please make sure you send them a thank you. Show them the appreciation they deserve for coming out of pocket and helping this channel. That will round it out for today. Again, sorry again about the tech issue. Sorry again that we had to start over. But again, we fought through it. Just goes to show that nothing's going to take this stream down. Nothing's going to take this podcast down. Whatever problem comes our way, we will be able to fight it. Just depends on how long it's going to take and how frustrated I get along the way. But yeah, now is the time to get loud. Oh, JD throwing a profanity bonus in there at the end. Thank you, JD. Appreciate that, dude. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Can somebody drop the iPhone membership? I lost mine. Can someone drop the iPhone membership? I lost mine. Not 100% sure what that means, Buttercup. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. Don't know how to really decipher that one. But yes, Mod Love, Raid 21st Century Suffragettes. Are they on Twitch? Guys, are they on Twitch? 21st Century Suffragettes. Does anybody know? Because I'll definitely shoot them a raid on Twitch. If they are. I don't think I can do it on YouTube. I can definitely instruct you guys when I'm done to go over and take a look at theirs. To go over and take a look at their stream, absolutely. But they are on Twitch. Okay, let me see. See if I can pull up Twitch. Give them the raid. I appreciate you guys for letting me know. I'm always here to help and support other channels in the fight. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to log in. Especially our good friends, the 21st Century Suffragettes. I mean, Boston Brian Live. Scheiße, what did I make the password? Man, I really got to start writing this stuff down. Why doesn't it just save? Select password. God damn it.
They aren't on yet, so you can't read them. They're not on.
Oh, all right. I got you. Mel says they're not on yet. Oh, thanks, Jim. All right, guys. I see what you're saying. All right. Well, I can instruct you all to when as soon as I hop off and they hop on to go over and check out Diane and everybody in the gang over there at the 21st Century Suffragettes. Because again, like I said, I'm here to support in any way I can other channels, other people that are trying to, voice their opinions and aggression and anger in this fight. And to make sure that we strive for a better society, a better government that is more willing, to fight for the people, and to make sure that policies and legislations like Trump's moldy, shitty, decrepit bill don't get passed. But obviously, we need to do a better job of picking our leaders and getting the right people in office. So, unfortunately, to wrap it up, we did see today Trump's, again, shitty, decrepit, moldy, stanky bill get passed in the Senate. It now goes back to the House for, final fucking approval. And that will be then sent to Donald Trump's desk for signing if it gets passed. Again, I guess we could thank Lisa Murkowski for it being passed this time, because I guess her wind and solar concessions for Alaska were enough to sell out the rest of the country. But as I always say, get the hell off your seats, get out of your sheets and into the streets. Get out there and find a protest, find your nearest rally, right? Find your nearest anything, people that are even meeting at a town hall or meeting somewhere to express their frustrations, to find some camaraderie in this fight. Do what you need to do. Get out there, stay passionate, stay aggressive, get loud, get proud. We know we're on the right side of history. We know we have the correct policies. We know that we can help the American people better than the other side can, and that the other side is actually doing the opposite and doing everything they possibly can to harm and hurt and kill American citizens and treat immigrants as inhumanely as they possibly can. And we need to do everything possible to fight back and to make sure that we have the correct leadership and the correct people in place to combat this type of stuff. Because, you know, not to end it on a sour note, but, you know, even going back to not Chuck Schumer. Why am I blanking on the man's name? Jeffries. My apologies. Was blanking on his name there. But even going back to Jeffries' statement that he came out with after Donald Trump's strikes on Iran's nuclear sites, you know, it's just not enough. It's filled with, you know, Israeli-laced propaganda type rhetoric as far as against Iran, almost agreeing with or trying to in some way justify almost the strikes, but then having a problem with it not being through Congress. Anyways, we need people that are going to stand up and fight for what we believe in, and to take it to the mats, and to make sure that we're not just sitting here writing strongly worded letters and coming out with mealy mouth bullshit responses to what are strikes on nuclear sites in a fucking sovereign nation. So we need to get out there and make sure that we enact some change. Again, sometimes the tea needs to be spilt. Sometimes the tea needs to go into the fucking harbor. And sometimes some good trouble needs to be had. So get out there, cause some good trouble, video it, show it on social media, be proud of it, be proud of your protest, be proud of your fucking resistance to what's going on. Because in 10, 20 years' time, when you look back upon this, we will know that we were on the right side of this fight. And I do appreciate being by your side and having your back in this fight. And I will continue to do so as long as you will have me. So, again, thank you for watching. This was Blunt Politics. I'm Boston Brian. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you to everybody that contributed. Please hit the like button on the way out. And I will see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, for our night show. Maybe a little bit more laid back, depending on what the internet gods give us. But we try to make maybe that show a little bit of a different feel than the other shows. That way we can kind of separate them a little bit. But I appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. I'm going to go have some lunch with Mel and Logan. Spend some time with the damn fam. All right. I appreciate you guys. Hope you do the same. Take care of yourself. I appreciate it. Later, guys.
They've been conserved since the time of lobsters, right? There weren't trees around when lobsters first manifested themselves on the planet.
When you ran out the healthy arms, you ran out of really healthy, they had great arms, but they ran out. It's called sports, it's called baseball in particular, and pitchers, I guess you could say, in really particular. We appreciate those camels. I haven't seen camels like that in a long time.
Like we always do about this time.
Make sure you guys are going to check out Diane over at 21st Century Suffragette.
Brian, you're drunk. You're drunk.
Wrong.
Where you going? Nowhere. It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful out. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
You'll have a group of Venezuelan killers, street gangs, occupying the town with MK-47s. I know that gun very well. I get to know it very well. I've become an expert on guns. Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. Vagina. Yesterday's a hard word for me.
No, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off.
Call them dumps. Big, massive dumps.
Man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Taking him back to Nevada where he's wanted for banging horses. say mud. I said crud. You fall into some crud or something?
Hey, you got a little chubby going there.
I'm just dandy. I got a bowl of chocolate pudding in my underpants. He says rectum damn near killed him.
Oh, there's a fly. Oh, I wonder where the fly came from. Eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Or go fuck yourself.
Get off my plane.
Bad news, bad news. Even when it's good news, it's bad news.
My superpower is being honest. I will eat my neighbors. Cacophony, a crescendo, a finale, a coup de grace.